Hey guys, welcome to the second video that we're going to do. This is going to be just another short video slash journal slash episode on how to invest in options as best as I know how to explain, and from my only 8 months of experience trading. So yesterday's video we looked at what we were going to invest in, or which I had already taken position in, which was MU, ticker symbol MU, and ticker symbol NVDA. Today we're going to look at how those positions played out, what I plan on continuing with the positions, whether I plan on holding them, whether I plan on selling them. I actually sold some of my position in MU today, and some of it in NVDA, locking in profits, which is a concept that we'll talk about in a later video. And I also rebought into them because they continued with the pattern that I was expecting, which was pretty good. Overall, my return on profit was not that great, or my return on investment was not that great. I only received about a 4.55% return on NVIDIA today, and then I only received about a 14.75% return on MU, which 14.75% in one day is not terrible. It isn't. But typically in options, you know, for those who are trying to grow their account, 90% to 100% return or even more is the kind of wins that you're looking for. But I'm thankful. I'm not going to argue with that percent return because that was still a pretty decent return for the amount of money I invested in. Could have been better, could have been worse, but I won't complain. So, like I said, it continued with my pattern that I was talking about. Looking here at MU, on the 4-hour chart, when I chose to buy options into it, it was overextended on the RSI. And for those of you who aren't super familiar with options trading or stocks trading in general, RSI is the kind of it stands for Relative Strength Index. So basically what that means is it tells you whether something is overbought or oversold in the market, just like supply and demand in a normal market. If there's too much supply of something, then it's going to be overbought or oversold, excuse me. If there is, not enough of something and so many people are buying it, it's going to be oversold, which typically leads to a pullback on the charts, or what have you, and even in the normal market. So as you can see here on the 4-hour chart on MU, I saw that it was beginning to become overextended. It was beginning to become overbought, which could be a very good indicator of a pullback. And as it turned out, I was right. So that means it did actually pull back to a certain extent. It confirmed what I believed to happen, although what I am worried about now is now coming towards the oversold region. So this could mean two things. It has a history in the past of, as you can see, of going overextended, and overextended, or not overextended, oversold. Oversold typically, indicates that it's past this line right here. This line indicates the oversold region on the 4-hour chart. Now, as you can see, it's approaching that line. And when I chose to buy puts, it wasn't approaching that line. It was up here at the very tippy top. So that could be a good indicator that I need to pay attention for reversal to see if I need to get out. As you can see here, it did in fact form this trend line, which was pretty nice. That's what caused me to get the 14.75% return, was this little area right here, which is good. Tomorrow, for my plan tomorrow, if it continues in this little downward channel, I would definitely be adding to my position. I believe I had I think I had 31 or 32 strike price contracts, which, for those of you, again, who don't know, strike price is the price that you buy the contract at, expecting it to be at that certain price at that particular date. So moving on to NVIDIA, same thing here. Good thing with NVIDIA though is on the 4-hour chart, it again had the tippy top on the RSI, and it began to reverse, and that's where I bought puts. Even though I only received about a 4.55% return on it, I don't believe that it's the end of that 4.55% return. I think tomorrow, as can be seen on the RSI indicator, that it could continue and actually strongly continue that trend down, as indicators would point to that. Again, obviously indicators aren't truth, and indicators aren't the only thing that contribute to the stock price and how the stock moves. But it's also important to look at them because they do indicate, the potential for a stock movement. So yeah, tomorrow, as you can see here, it's continuing that downtrend. It peaked like I thought it was going to do yesterday. It's begun not a strong downtrend, but it's begun a decent downtrend. One worthy of, paying attention to buy puts for. And again, if this continues its downtrend into tomorrow, then I'll be adding to that position more as well. Another thing I quickly want to go over, I mentioned MACD yesterday. For those of you who don't know, and for those of you who are new, all of you who are advanced or, have done this for a little bit know what a MACD is. MACD basically stands for Moving Average Convergence Divergence. And while it's a lot of words, it's pretty simple. All MACD does is track trend following momentum. So if you can see down here, this is the MACD indicator. It's technically a study, so basically what it does is the computer creates, based off algorithms, how it's going to present itself through the momentum that you can see on the stock price. So while it's kind of hard to explain, and if you practice it or you look or you trade stocks, you'll get it just like that. It's super easy. But basically what it does is it tracks the momentum. As you can see here, the stock price is climbing, and overnight it goes down and it goes down, and it shows or depicts the shifts in stock price over time. And again, this sounds confusing, but it won't be if you start practicing, and the more you watch charts, it'll be pretty easy. Again, like I said, tomorrow I want to possibly add to MU and NVDA. I think that there's a good chance they'll continue their downtrend. I also am going to be looking at other things. With school just starting and everything, trading is not being put to the side, but trading is, I've only got to do it for about an hour or two today, which is much less than I typically do it for. So tomorrow, hopefully I'll have more time. I'll be able to look at many more companies for tomorrow and for the future. And over the weekend, I'll have more time as well to prepare for the Monday video. So that'll be it for today's video. I'm going to try and do on the weekends more in-depth videos that talk about the actual principles instead of just a daily update about what I plan on doing and what I plan on doing tomorrow, or what my plan or my previous actions have been today or the past week or so. I want to do videos specifically geared towards, teaching terminology instead of just spitting out a bunch of stuff. For the people who know what I'm talking about, this is making sense. For the people who don't, I think it'd be smart to do that as well, because the goal is to help and for people to help me to get better. So thank you guys for listening. The next video will be released tomorrow, hopefully. And yeah, we'll see you then.